We live in an age of endless distractions.
What all of these systems do, every single one, is it exploits our own natural tendencies in human beings to get and want feedback.
At every moment, something is pulling for our attention.
In Call of Duty, in other video games, in social networking sites, they get you to react.
But what if I told you the only thing standing between you and your focus isn't just about distractions? Because after spending tens of hours diving into books, research, podcasts, to uncover the proven path that gets us to the top. So what I found is the path to unlocking focus isn't about quick tricks. It's about mastering these 4 critical stages that will get you to the top. And if you don't conquer this climb, you won't just stay distracted. You'll fail to reach the life you've always wanted. Because the quality of your life is directly proportional to your ability to focus.
It's not just about showing up physically, it's about showing up mentally.
Distraction happens when we are intending to do one thing
and then hitting lunchtime with barely any work done, even though half the day is done.
The best way to get better at focusing
is when you can get to work hard on a project that means a lot to you.
It's the reason behind the world's most productive people and how they operate.
That all requires this magical ability called focus.
There's a battle happening inside your mind right now. One you can't see, but you feel every day. This invisible enemy. It's the reason you've stayed stuck, the reason you keep procrastinating, and the reason your dreams still feel so far away. You sit down to work, determined to finally make progress, but then it hits you. It's late and you're staring at your books or that massive project, and no matter how hard you try, your focus slips. But it's not that you're lazy. You want this, but it feels like you're stuck in quicksand, and the harder you try to focus, the more your mind drifts. And before you even realize it, the day slips away and you end up doing nothing, or not the way you want to finish your day. And the scariest part, you're not even aware of this invisible enemy of yours. But now it's time to expose it and understand why it's been controlling you for years, but most importantly, how you can take back control. Well, it's not a demon, but a part of our brain that's hardwired to keep us safe since the dawn of humanity. Thousands of years ago, it was the reason humans survived in the wild, a part that controls emotions like fear, and we called it amygdala. So how could it be a problem today, and why is it stopping us from getting our work done? The reality is, it can't tell the difference between real danger and everyday challenges that makes us feel uncomfortable. So when you sit down to work, your brain goes into defense mode, flooding you with what ifs. Like, what if you fail? What if people judge you? What if everything falls apart? What if I'm wasting my time? It's an invisible cage that stops you before you even start, along with millions of others. In ancient times, this was survival instinct. But now, it's a trap, a hijack, or should I say, an amygdala hijack. And the way to dismantle this cage is a technique so powerful that it's used by top performers to make critical decisions under the most extreme pressure. But remember, the goal here is not to stop your amygdala from working completely, which would dramatically increase the chances of you being hit by a truck. Instead, it's to recognize when an amygdala hijack is happening, the OODA loop. Let me explain. Think of it like a rapid-fire decision engine, which on by 4 simple steps. Observe. The first move in any battle is to know your enemy. When that familiar feeling of fear or doubt creeps in, don't try to push it away. Face it. Ask yourself, what exactly am I afraid of? Judgment? Restlessness? Am I really scared of this task, or something deeper? Is this about my own abilities or what others think about me? Naming your fear takes away its hidden power, and realize it's your brain's old alarm system, nothing more. Orient. Now that you've identified the fear, here's where you change the game. Look at the situation with a fresh perspective. A great way to do that is by using the 10-10-10 rule. Ask yourself, will this matter in 10 minutes, 10 weeks, or 10 years? By seeing the bigger picture, you'll realize that most of what you're afraid of is temporary, a shadow that will disappear once you step into the light. Decide. Armed with clarity, make your move even if it's uncomfortable. Don't waste time overthinking. Make a quick, clear decision about your next step and commit to it. Stop overcomplicating it. Set a clear, simple goal like I'm going to focus for the next 20 minutes on these things and nothing else. But remember, action is the antidote to fear. Act. Once you've decided, act immediately. The longer you wait, the stronger the fear will become. Don't wait for the perfect conditions, because they'll never come. Your success will be built on acting in imperfect moments. So use it every time you feel hijacked, and you'll notice the fear losing its grip inch by inch. By now, you know the secret to beating the amygdala hijack, but it's not over yet. You've to stack these wins and turn yourself into a productivity machine. Remember the last time you were so productive that time just disappeared? Where you weren't distracted by random thoughts of high school memories or scrolling through Instagram or TikTok. No distractions, just you, fully immersed in what you were doing, where hours felt like minutes. That feeling of being completely absorbed, where work feels almost effortless. That's called flow. In the 1970s, a Hungarian-American psychologist named Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi asked a simple question.
So I became interested in understanding what contributed to a life that was worth living.
His groundbreaking studies led to a discovery that changed everything.
My research has been focused more on these roots of happiness, and to start those studies, I began to look at creative people, trying to understand what made their life meaningful and worth doing.
He found that people, whether they were athletes, artists, or everyday individuals, reported that they feel most alive when they were in a state of complete immersion in their work, and he named this state flow. Flow sounds magical, right? But here's the harsh truth. Most of us will never experience flow regularly. In today's world, you have to fight for it right now. It's been weeks, maybe even months since you felt that kind of focus. It's because we've let the modern world poison our attention. Like, think about it. 95% of people today can't sit down and just focus on doing work for an hour or two. But it's not your fault. Your brain has been poisoned by trillion-dollar companies. Tech companies and social media are spending billions of dollars designing algorithms to pull your attention away. Every notification, every video recommendation is crafted to steal your focus. These platforms are designed to steal your attention, to keep you scrolling mindlessly for hours. This constant bombardment is what we call a flow blocker. It keeps you in a state of distraction, and you can't just rely on willpower to fight it. To break free, you need to take back control. And the way you do it is by regaining control of what you consume. Think about the hours you've lost scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. Did any of that time help you become the person you want to be? Most of them are not, right? Most of what you consume online is forgettable. Like how many reels you remember after you scrolled for an hour or two. The truth is, it's not making you happy. You won't go on social media for your happiness. Like how happy you are after spending hours on social media. You go there is because you're addicted to it. And worse, it's robbing you of time, energy, and focus. So here's how you stop it. Conscious consumption. You don't need to quit social media entirely to regain your focus. Instead of letting algorithms dictate what you see, you decide. You curate your feed to align with your goals. And this is how you start. 1. Audit your feeds. Go through your YouTube and Instagram and cut anything that isn't adding value. Limit yourself to 5 to 12 channels that inspire and push you forward. Install extensions like Stay Focused and IG Plus to block distracting websites. Create time boundaries like no phone until you've achieved your deep work session, unless it's directly related to your goals. For the next few hours, create an environment where focus is the only option. 2. Prime your brain with rituals. Focus isn't something you just turn on, it's a skill. And like any skill, it takes practice. But here's the trick. Instead of forcing yourself to focus, you can train your brain with simple rituals. Think of them as a signal to your mind that it's time to lock in. And to get there, start simple. Like clearing your desk, set up everything you need and remove everything you don't. Maybe you listen to Brain FM or sit in the same spot every time. These small actions might seem unimportant, but they're not. Over time, they train your brain to recognize when it's time to focus effortlessly. 3. Enter the challenge zone. Flow doesn't happen when you're comfortable. It happens when you step just beyond it, where the challenge is enough to push you, but not so overwhelming that it breaks you. This is the sweet spot. Too easy, and you'll get bored. Too hard, and anxiety takes over. But find the middle ground. That's where you unlock productivity. And to get there, break your tasks into clear, specific steps. Don't just say, I'm going to study biology. That's too vague. Instead, aim small. Say, I'll understand photosynthesis in the next hour because this gives your brain something to focus on, something achievable, something real. If a task feels impossible, pause. Break it down further or learn more about it until it makes sense. And if it's way too easy, raise the stakes by setting a timer, add a challenge, or make it faster, because adjusting the difficulty keeps your mind engaged, sharp, and ready for more. 4. Get immediate feedback. Flow thrives on feedback. And this doesn't mean you need a teacher hovering over you. You can create feedback loops yourself. For example, if you're studying, quiz yourself after every section. If you're working on a project, check your progress regularly, because the more you can see yourself improving, the more motivated you'll be to keep going. 5. Make work meaningful. Csikszentmihalyi emphasizes that finding meaning in your work is crucial for flow. Even if the task seems boring or repetitive, try to connect it to a bigger purpose. Ask yourself, how is this helping me reach my long-term goals? Because when you see your work as a stepping stone to your future success, it becomes easier to engage with it. Now, even if you've got the tactics down, there's still one missing piece: timing. Let me ask you this. How often do you feel like you're wasting your time trying to force yourself to be productive when your brain just isn't cooperating? We all have 24 hours in a day, but why do some people can do everything while others struggle to do anything? What if the secret isn't how hard you work, but when? You see, our brain has natural peaks and valleys, cycles that dictate when we're at our best. Scientists call it your chronotype. According to Daniel Pink in his book, When, our productivity isn't just about how hard we try, it's about timing. It all comes down to our internal clock. This clock tells you when you're at your sharpest, when your focus peaks, and when you're wasting your time. But how do we know our peak hours? Open your notebook and grab a pen, and if you don't have those, just open the Notes app on your phone and write down what time you usually go to bed and wake up. Now, calculate the midpoint. Ask what is the midpoint of your usual bedtime and wake up time, because this number is about to reveal the most important hours of your day. If your midpoint is before 3:30 a.m., you're what's called a lark and you're sharpest in the morning. If your midpoint is after 5:30 a.m., you're an owl, your energy peaks later in the day. And if you're somewhere in between, you're a third bird. So from now on, take your most important tasks, ones that will actually move you closer to your goals, and schedule them in your peak hours. Larks hit your hard work in the early morning to mid-morning. Third birds go all in during mid-morning to early noon. And owls save your grind for the late afternoon or evening. Embrace your evening hustle. Stop feeling guilty for not being productive in the morning. But that isn't enough. There's one more thing that separates those who succeed from those who burn out. Think about the last time you took a break. You probably grabbed your phone, checked your notifications, maybe watched a YouTube video, or scrolled through Instagram, right? But was that really rest? You see, when you reach for your phone or binge another video during your break, you're not resting. You're just giving your brain a different type of stimulation, one that leaves you feeling even more tired and scattered when you try to get back to work. What most people call rest isn't rest at all. It's avoidance. So, how do you rest in a way that recharges your brain and boosts your performance? The answer lies in something most people never think about: active rest. Active rest means stepping away. It means stepping away physically and mentally. Here's what I mean. When I work, I use a stopwatch, and after about 60 to 70 minutes, when my brain starts to wander too much, I know it's time to rest. But I don't pick up my phone, or I don't do any obligatory task like checking my email or WhatsApp or Discord. Instead, I go outside, I walk, I let my brain breathe. Sometimes I take a nap or just drink water while staring at the sky. Because it's not about switching from one task to another. It's about letting your brain reset, recharge, and come back stronger. But will that really work for you? The truth is, the exact activity doesn't matter as much as how you do it. Maybe it's a walk, a stretch, or just sitting still and letting your mind wander. But it has to be intentional. And just make sure to not do some obligatory task during that period. Real rest gives you energy. It doesn't take it away. And remember, focus is a skill. And like any skill, it can be mastered. Imagine your future self looking back at you and be grateful. Grateful that you took control of your focus and didn't let distractions steal your potential. Grateful that every time you sat down, you're not just doing work, you're building your future. So the next time you feel that familiar pull of distraction, remember, you're not powerless. The tools are here. The power to focus is in your hands. All that's left is to use it. Now, before you go, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. You are all the reason that I can make videos like this. All you have to do is make sure you toss the video a like and a comment there, which helps so much. And in the meantime, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notifications icon.